Hello everyone and welcome to ASU-TV's new show, Culture Big Bang. I'm your host, Stacey Spivey. So throughout the episodes, we have learned about so many different cultures from around the world that are here on ASU's campus. But today we're going to learn about a unique organization that's a subculture of all the different cultures around the world. I have here with me the advisor and two students that are in the GSA, which is the Gay Straight Alliance, and they're going to talk about their organization. So thank you so much for coming on our show today. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
So if y'all just want to introduce yourselves.
I'm Logan Cowan. I'm a president. I'm a journalism major.
I'm Lindsay Murgy. I am a freshman and I am a secondary English major.
And I'm Dr. Kat Carrick, and I'm an assistant professor of social work in the College of Nursing and Health Professions.
Okay.
And I'm the faculty advisor for the Gay Straight Alliance.
Okay, so first off, just tell me, what is the purpose of the Gay Straight Alliance? What do y'all do as an advisor and the president?
GSA, what we do, we're basically an outreach group for students to go to if they feel like they don't have anywhere else to go. You don't just have to be an LGBT student, you can be an ally that wants to show that you do support and wants to help raise awareness. It's a safe zone for students on campus who feel like they're outcasts or there's not a place to go or like they're not accepted somewhere else.
The GSA for me, it's like she said, it's like a home, away from home. Everyone there is accepting. If anybody that's not in the GSA, you go talk to them. They're always friendly. They're always willing to talk about anything. It's a place to be accepted, whether you're LGBT or not. I mean, it's awesome.
Right, and as an advisor, how do you see it?
Well, I really try to encourage the students to come up with the ideas that they're willing to commit to through the course of the year. We have done fundraisers, we've done speakers bureaus, we've done social events, we've gone bowling, we're having a picnic on Saturday. We had a drag show just last week. So it provides a sense of safety and of socializing that sometimes is absent for gays and lesbians.
Okay, so I just want all three of you to kind of, tell me your story.
Well, back in 10th grade, I came out as gay. There's a lot of backlash. Junior high was actually probably worse. A lot of bullying kind of things. It even comes to you see on movies, people get pushed into lockers and all that kind of stuff. Well, that kind of thing, actually happened to me. It actually does happen. When I got into high school and I came out, it probably became the easiest time for me because, once you come out, people are just like, oh, what am I supposed to do? Call him what he is? It's not as offensive anymore because, it's what you are, I think, my journey has been long and hard, but it's worth it. I'm glad that I am where I am today, as president of the GSA. Couldn't be any happier with my life. I wouldn't take anything back that's happened.
What about you, Lindsay?
For me, I wasn't ever raised with my parents saying that, gay, lesbian is wrong. I didn't know what it was. I was kind of sheltered, I guess. I didn't really know what it was until I got into junior high, and that was the thing to call people, to be offensive, call people gay, say stuff is gay. And then I had to go home and ask, what it was, and my mom just explained it, and that was the end of the discussion. No one else said anything about it. And so it was just never something up for discussion, whether it was good or bad or acceptable or not. So it never passed me as being something that was wrong. I never understood why people thought it was wrong, just because I guess I hadn't been raised that way. I hadn't been raised with those beliefs or things like that. So for me, coming to ASU and realizing that there is a GSA, because I didn't have that in any of the schools that I've ever been to, it's amazing because I have always supported it and because no one else really did where I'm from. It's nice to be able to have a group that shares the same beliefs and thoughts and ideas that I do. So I appreciate it a lot. It's changed a lot for me.
I came out in 1976, so it's been a long time. There was no GSA when I was in high school. I've done a very long road. I've been an activist for 25 years. I've organized gay pride parades. I've had a lot of hate crimes in my life. And I wanted to make sure, it's part of why I agreed to be active as a faculty advisor. It's part of what I want to make sure is that they have a safe space, and that we live in a land where there's still hate crimes and still discrimination.
Okay, so, you know, earlier we were talking about, like, I mean, even y'all three, you all have your individual stories, and y'all had situations that you had to go through. So when people come to the GSA, what exactly happens? Like, you know, what goes on in those meetings? What do y'all do?
We can never really expect the same thing. Every week we try to make a point at the meeting, whether it's something that's actually happening like now in the world, or just some little organization or thing that we're putting on that week. But the best thing that I can tell you to expect is, this sounds silly, but to have fun. Like, people always, like, there's always laughing, someone's always telling a story, we're always like, there's always like a common ground, like someone will tell a silly story and then we're like, no, I gotta tell you this. Like, it's not even a club, I mean, it's a group of friends. Like, it's the best social event, I think, that we have.
It's not so much an organization, it's a group of friends hanging out.
We're kind of a family now.
Yeah,
Family.
we become family for each
Family.
other.
Absolutely.
And that's not uncommon.
Like you just said, family, like, we're all there for each other. Like, it's a place for everybody to be open about everything that they need to talk about. If they're being bullied, like, we're there to listen, you know, as long as they want to sit and talk about it. Nobody's going to be like, oh, stop talking about that, you know, we need to do something else. No, like, we make it our priority to make students feel welcome, wanted, and, you know, we just want them to know that they have a safe place to be and that it's okay to be who you are.
And we keep saying that again and again, a safe place to be, because
Right.
so many of our students, it's not safe for them. It's not safe in their families. It's not safe in their congregations. We've had students that have been kicked out of churches. We've had students that worry about their tuition not getting paid, or if their parents find out that they're going to kick them out of the home. We have a lot of straight students in our organization, and we've had an incident even recently where we've had to call campus police because they were involved in domestic violence, and they felt safe enough at the GSA to share that and know that they would get support.
Okay, so say, you know, one of those people walk in, you know, what are you going to say to them? And what are you going to do to make them feel at home and make them feel better? What, you know,
One of those people, any person that walks into the
anybody.
GSA,
Yes.
we actually welcome them, and we let them know right away the kind of events that we have planned, what kind of expectations we have for our members, what's acceptable, what's not, in terms of, you know, we don't allow anybody to diss on anybody else here. What else, guys?
Are you asking about, like, new members?
Yeah.
Or, anyone that walks in and we haven't seen before, we, you know, welcome them with open arms, you know, give them a big hug when they come in, whatever they need. We just want them to know, like, I know we keep saying it over and over again, that that is a safe place for them, because, like she said, other places may not be safe. They may not, like, they may not even want to walk around campus just for the fear of someone, you know, walking by and calling them fag or queer or something like that. They, you know, nobody wants to feel unsafe on their college campus that they pay for.
Right.
So we, you know, we welcome anybody into the group with open arms, as, you know, I just lost my train of thought. But
And then y'all become a family. It seems
Yeah.
like, you know, you just come and hang out. It's like any other organization. You really become a close-knit group. So, you know, as a close-knit group and a family, you hold events. Can you tell me about some things that y'all have done recently?
Last Wednesday, actually, we had our annual drag show. It was probably one of the best experiences of my life. You know, we brought in queens from Paragould, Jonesboro, and Memphis, and I mean, I'm sure there was probably one or two there from somewhere else. It was so exciting. There was so much energy. Everyone was pumped for it. I mean, we made over $900
Wow.
that night, and that's what's
amazing.
funding our scholarship towards an LGBT student.
That's really awesome. So y'all have any other events coming up soon, too?
We actually have an event we're partnering up with PFLAG this Saturday. It's Parents, Friends, and Families of Lesbians and Gay individuals, I guess. Gay men is what they say. And that's going to be this Saturday at Craighead Forest in Pavilion number 3 from 11 till 6. And so members of the GSA and members of the larger community are welcome to come. We have an LBGT and religion panel that's going to be on April 17th, and that's going to be from 7 to 9 p.m. We have members of the Southern Baptist clergy. We have a rabbi that's coming. We have someone from the Roman Catholic Church. We have someone from St. Mark's Episcopal Church. So we have a variety of congregations that are going to be represented, and we're going to talk in terms of how to better prepare our students to respond when they get into encounters with people who want to use the Bible as a way to disrespect them.
Right. So, y'all are doing so many things, and I just know that your name is getting out there. But what would you like to see happen in the future with the GSA?
I hope that the shock value of gay students decreases or depletes completely. Whenever we were advertising for the drag show, we handed out little pamphlets in the student union, and people would come over just because we were handing stuff out. And whenever they would look at the pamphlet and see ASU drag show and see all the drag queens, like their expressions just completely changed. They were so shocked and baffled. I'm sure some were even offended that ASU was allowing, I guess, to have a drag show there. I hope that in the future, that's no longer a surprise. People stop trying to act like gay people don't exist and just accept that there's gay people, there's gay students, there's drag queens, there's events, we're here. It's something that it's about time to get over it.
Whether or not I'm on the, executive board or not, as an officer, I would love to see the GSA not be, like she said, surprising to anyone. People be like, oh, we have a GSA. I think it should be known that there is a gay-straight alliance on campus and that everybody is welcome. Just like all the other organizations on campus, I've never felt unwelcomed by any of them. Even the Black Student Association, I've been invited to their meetings, and, I just feel like everyone should know that the GSA is a club on campus, because there's so many people that just are so surprised by it.
I actually would like to see it get to the point that all the students feel safe. The first step toward acceptance is getting people to understand how those people are similar to them. And so social contact is really important. Getting to know who those people are as individuals is really important. And it helps to change discriminatory attitudes. But I'd love to see us not have a GSA 10 years from now because we don't need it.
Right. Thank y'all so much for coming on the show today. I know that I personally learned so much more about GSA, and I didn't really know of it until today. So thank you for coming on. I know that a lot of our audience probably learned too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and we will be right back after the break.
The State Parks of Arkansas. 52 parks. 4 beautiful seasons to experience them. Sponsored by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and your Arkansas State Parks, making beautiful memories.
The blue planet. Almost 75% of the Earth's surface is covered with water. Water, the source of all life on Earth. And a whole lot of fun in your Arkansas State Parks. So what are you waiting for? Boat, float, swim, ski, fish. Visit lakeandriverstateparks.com to plan your fun. Sponsored by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and your Arkansas State Parks, making fun memories.
everyone, welcome back to Culture Big Bang. I'm your host Stacey Spivey, and I'm here with one of my radio TV friends. His name's Cameron, and he's an RTV student. Thank you so much for joining the show today.
It's great to be here.
Thank you. Okay, so just tell me your story.
Oh, my story. Well, it's a lifelong story, I guess, and it's a one where it's a Arkansas story, I guess, which you'd expect. A very conservative home, and didn't really know what even gay was or homosexuality was until I was probably middle school or junior high. And, you know, there was stuff at school, and didn't probably know what, that I was dealing with that stuff until high school. And then I didn't come out until after I graduated high school. And it took me a while to accept myself and that kind of thing. So that's probably the biggest thing that I guess took so long for me to come out. And then so I told my parents, and or my best friend did, because I couldn't do it. And then they said I could come to college if I didn't, you know, be gay, I guess, pretty much. So like I couldn't date anybody or that kind of stuff. So I did that, and and that's basically where we're still at, and still working on it. And they're trying to get me to change. I'm trying to get them to change, and we'll see where it lands.
What do you think has been the most difficult part about this? Has it been telling your parents, or has it been, you know, just
that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done, but just the prolonged hardness. I mean, that was, I guess it was, because it was a big process, and knowing that I needed to do that, and then by the time I actually did it, there was a long period of time between there that was very difficult and stressful, but just living a different life than I guess they know anything about, and not being able to go home and talk to my parents about stuff that really goes on in my life. There's a few, you know, surface things I can talk about with them, and then we talk about stuff that happens at their house and that kind of stuff, but just getting in depth with my life, it doesn't happen anymore, so that's kind of stressful sometimes.
Yeah. When was your first relationship? After you came out?
Well, see, I guess my first relationship would have been basically like I came out to a few friends, and then...
And this was in high school?
This would have been after high school.
Okay.
And I came out to a few friends, and I guess they would have known about the relationship, but other than that, it was about as in the closet as I was still at that point. And so there wasn't much to the first one, I guess.
What was just the breaking point? You were just like, okay, I've got to tell people this.
There was actually, and it was, I don't know how to describe it, but there was something that all of a sudden popped, and I couldn't hold it any longer. And I guess it was just maybe I finally realized this is it, and I need to be proud of it. And
so was it more of like you're holding something in, or maybe you just one day realized it?
No. It was definitely holding in. It was like you're drowning, pretty much.
So if someone was in your position, what's some advice that you would give them?
Love yourself. That was the hardest thing for me. Because I grew up, you know, I was at church. I wasn't at church on Sunday. I was there, you know, for Wednesday night and Sunday night, and, you know, every event, and church camps on summers, and in a Baptist church. So I was raised that way, and being a gay wasn't, you didn't talk about it. They didn't even, you know, really preach about it being wrong, because it was kind of just understood. And so.
It's kind of like what Lindsay said earlier. She said people try to ignore it.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't there.
Yeah. I just remember one service over it ever.
So for someone that's going through that right now,
Mm-hmm.
you just say, love yourself.
Yeah, because until you do that, until you're happy and accept yourself, nobody else is going to. You know, and hopefully you've got a couple great friends that you can confide in, and they can help you love yourself too. And but until you get to that point where you're, you know, you may not be happy yet because the rest of your life doesn't know, but until you're confident about you and who you are, and until you love yourself, it's going to be difficult to move past that point.
Okay, so when you came out, you were coming to college, right?
Yes.
So how has it been in college, you know? It's been a different lifestyle, right?
Yeah, it's a different lifestyle. the people are different. I mean, it's the different attitude from on campus and then when you go off campus. It's, I guess college isn't that rough on that sense, but when you get out into the community, it can get bad. And I've heard some horror stories, so I don't guess I've had a real horror story happen to me.
Right.
So I'm 6'5", so that helps.
It helps. You're intimidating because you're so tall.
Yeah. So.
So what do you think has been the most difficult part about school or college? Coming out and being like this in college.
I don't know. Like I stick with my friends and my groups, and and nobody messes or does anything on campus to harass. I mean, you get used to the stares, I guess. You still get some of those, but I'm 6'5", so I get those anyway, regardless. I come in the room, people go like this. So.
And you dress nice, so I'm sure they're looking at your clothes too.
So I don't guess there's been the hardest part. So.
Like we were talking about with the GSA earlier, how they want to see things change, and hopefully there will be no need for that in the future. What would you like to see personally happen in the next 10 years?
In Arkansas or ASU
or everywhere, just for the whole gay community.
Hopefully we're able to get married by 10 years, and hopefully it's not forced down a majority of America like it would be if it happened today, probably. Hopefully there's a lot of people that consent to it around the nation, but the South's still got a long way to go.
If someone came up to you and they're just totally against it, and they don't really understand it, what would you say to them to make them feel better about it? Or, I mean, just, something, anything.
There's usually not much you can say to convince those people.
But if you were trying to convince them?
Well, the biggest thing about trying to convince somebody is to act it. And because when you just get in a fight and argue and debate, I haven't had much success. Where I've had success is continuing to be myself. People thought, oh, he's gay, everything's going to change. He's all of a sudden the stereotypical gay. But then they realized, a few months later, he's still Cameron. It's just Cameron. The same person. And, I had that with some of my family members and friends. And so, but even just like a stranger or not a close friend, I'd say it's still actions. I mean, don't give them more reasons to hate you. I mean, because they're always going to be watching you, even when you think they're not. Anything, I mean, if just littering or if you cheat on a test, they're going to see these things and be like, oh, he's gay, he stiffed me on tips, twice now. I don't, and that's going to go right in the bucket with being gay, that you don't tip or you cheat or you litter. It could be anything.
Right.
Hold the door open for people, be nice and kind to people even though they're not that way to you. I mean, that's where I just think I have success is, holding the door open for like a football player or something. Somebody that, it shows that you have manners, you're a person, and you care about other people too.
You're just as normal as they are.
Yeah, so I would say I try not to do too much with the words, but try to show that we're here and not evil and crazy. Some of us are crazy. I'm crazy.
I think everyone's kind of crazy, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
Gay or not.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you'd like to tell the audience, about anything in your life personally or maybe politically, like what you think?
Just love yourself and be nice to those around you, and if they really like you, they're going to stick with you. So
we'll find out who your true friends are.
Yeah.
My mom always says, kill them with kindness.
Yeah, and it's true. That's where I've had my most success. So.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
Cameron, I really appreciate you coming and talking to us about it. And thank you all for joining us today. We hope that you join us next time for Culture Big Bang. And don't forget to email us with your comments and suggestions for this show. Hope you have a wonderful day.